Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Cindy Strong here, coming to you with my version of Mastering the Live. So, anyway, I know you guys, everybody like has this fear of the live. And so I wanted to kind of take some of the fear out of it. Wanted to help you with some tips and stuff that I've done over the years to overcome the fear of being on stage. Basically, that's what it is. You're on stage. But you know what's really cool about it is that you're actually on your own stage. This is your stage. You can do what you want. You don't have to, audition for it. You're already the star. How about that? So, embrace that. Anyway, we're going to talk about all of that stuff. Right now, I just want to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Cindy Strong, and my business is called Strong Social Media Solutions. I tried to make social media simple for you because it wasn't simple for me. So I'm trying to make it simple for you and go through all the steps, all the little tricks and stuff that I've learned doing social media and, going online. Because let's face it, a lot of us here, everybody here probably has an online business. Hey, everybody. So when you're hopping in, tell me where you're tuning in from and what's your weather like? Man, it is cold again today. I don't know, but what happened? We were enjoying some sunshine and stuff, and now all of a sudden it's cold again. I don't know. I'm kind of over the cold. I mean, it's okay. I just like the sunshine. You can have the cold, but give me the sun for a little bit. I need that vitamin D. I don't know about you guys, but I do. So, yes. Oh, Virginia cold. Oh, yeah. Canada cold. Canada's cold. Yes. North Carolina. North Carolina, is that cold or? Oh, 50s and sunny. Okay. All right. Cincinnati. Cold but sunny. 22 degrees, but you're sunny. So if you're inside, at least you're looking out in the sun, right? All right. All right. So tell me in the chat, you guys, what is your biggest fear about going live? What is your biggest fear? What is that? What does it look like? Just tell me what that is. So let me tell you a little story about myself. When I was young, I was one of the most shy children you ever wanted to meet. When my mom would introduce me to people, I would stand behind her because I didn't want any focus on me. Can you believe that? I just didn't. I didn't want people to look at me. I was super shy. I just didn't know what to say to people. And yeah, I was really shy. So as the years went on, whenever we'd have to do the you remember in school where you had to get up in front of the class and you had to give an oral report? I would be terrified to do that. Absolutely terrified. I thought, please let there always be like somebody that's long-winded so we run out of time so we never get to me because I'd always want to be the last one. I just did not want to do it. I would figure out every way, shape, or form not to have to perform the oral report. It was horrible. Even though, you're probably reading it, it was absolutely horrible. So I just I didn't want people looking at me. I just felt like it was horrible. It was awful. Well, as time went on, for some reason, somebody talked me into auditioning for a local theater for a musical. It was called Little Abner. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. What, sing in front of people? What? I mean, I don't have singing lessons. I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like, oh no, it's fun. It's community theater. We're a small town. It's okay. So what does she do? She gets me there. I get this small little part. Um, I have about, I don't know, 4 lines and a song where I actually have to come out and be the first one that starts singing. And I'm thinking, as we're going through all the rehearsals and everything, I'm thinking, "Oh, I could probably do this. I could probably do this." Opening night. Opening night, I start to hyperventilate backstage. I mean, literally, I'm like, "I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I don't think can do it." And my friend standing next to me, she says to me, "Cindy, just breathe. Just breathe and go out there and look straight ahead. You're not gonna be able to see anything. Don't worry." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'm gonna do what she said. I'm just gonna breathe." I walk out on stage. I walk right to the front of the stage. I can't see one person. It's just a black out there because the lights are all on me. And I just start singing. I get through the whole entire scene and I go backstage and I'm telling you, I was hooked. I was hooked from that moment on. It took all the fear away from me. I couldn't see anybody. It was fine. So that's what going live is all about. I can't see any of you guys right now. I'm on StreamYard. I can't see anybody. I'm just talking to myself. I'm talking to a little webcam. It's what I'm talking to. So what? I see some of your comments and stuff, but it's the same thing. It was that exhilarating feeling. I thought I was going to literally drop dead that moment. But I couldn't wait until the next day when I got to do it again and again and again. Eventually, I became president of the theater company. I not only did I direct, I also produced, and I put on one of the best plays that company had ever seen. That was Fiddler on the Roof. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. It was the highlight of my career in a community theater. Of course, it's not a paid position, but I loved it. And yeah, that's what I did for the longest time. I liked being behind the scenes. I liked being in front of the camera in front of the audience. And with live theater, you make a mistake, you just move on. So it's kind of like the same thing with live video. But one thing about video and one thing about doing this is you can practice. You can practice, you can record yourself, you can do a lot of things and kind of look back. You can also have friends help you. And that's what I would recommend for a lot of you to start out with is kind of have a buddy that maybe you can go on live with. It's almost like having a prop. So that will help a lot. So anyway, let me see some of your comments here. When I go live, I have a sticky note on the top near the camera with bullet points. Yes, yeah. Always have that so you can kind of stay on topic. That's great. My classmate from grade school, she did like you. Me, no. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I did not. I mean, I was super shy. Painfully shy. Um, Recording myself can edit before going live. Yes, yes, you record yourself. You can edit it. However, we are actually live here. So you can, and I would suggest that too. If you think that recording yourself and pretending to go live will help you with that process, do that. But there's something about being actually live that gets people involved. They love it. People love to see you live. They love to be part of your world. And when you're live, you can actually interact with people, which I love that part too. Because let's face it, ever since 2020, a lot of us are now behind, we're on Zooms and stuff. And I see a lot of people that go on Zooms that are just fine with that, but then they can't go on live in their own group or on their own page. Right now, I'm streaming onto my page, my group. I've got about 6 platforms I'm streaming onto right now. So I'm going live all over the place. It's great. Look at all the people that can see this and can interact. Well, that's a good thing. So let's start with kind of the basics. First off, what you really, really want to do, and I would strongly suggest getting a platform like StreamYard. StreamYard is great because not only is it a nice, clear platform, because you can see it's a pretty clear look. Um, it also has some backgrounds that you can use as well. But I would suggest that maybe for your first live, even if you can just, my first lives, I didn't have anything fancy. So I just got a really uh, cheap curtain that had like these little tiny lights in it. And that's what I would just tape it up on the wall, and that's what I would go live in front of, and I just used it as part of my, my background. So what? It wasn't fancy or anything, but it made me feel like, you know, I had something going on there. You can also purchase all kinds of backdrops and that kind of stuff that you can just put up on the wall. But I would suggest just using something simple and easy so that you can get started. Don't go out and spend a ton of money. What you do want to spend money on though, a little bit of money, is lighting. You definitely need some good lighting when you're going live. Now, I think on Amazon, and I could probably find you guys the link, but what I did was I got some box lights and I have a ring light. But one thing about the ring light is I don't like when the ring light gives me little rings in my glasses. So I have my ring light way up high, almost like a box light. So you want to look at that too, because when you're looking at yourself, you don't want to see these rings. It's a little distracting when people are watching you. So that's why I like the box lights, because they have like this fabric in front of them. And I think to get three of them, it was fairly inexpensive. And they're on tripods, so you can raise them and lower them. And if you have to replace the bulbs, it's super cheap to do that. I think I paid like $60 maybe for 3 lights. So you can get them for fairly cheap. And I would strongly suggest doing that. It's going to make you feel better, look better, all that stuff. So the other thing is, when you're on, especially like in your StreamYard, or if you're going to go Facebook Live or whatever, you definitely want to make sure that you're in the middle of your little area here, not down like this. I've seen so many people do this, and I don't know why they're doing this, because, I mean, does that look like a good live? No, it doesn't. Or, they're just not, I don't know what they're doing, but they're either off to the side or, whatever. You don't want too much distraction going on in the background. I try to keep this really, my husband built this during COVID for my backdrop, and I love it because it's very simple, and yeah. I mean, I can also do like on Zoom, you can have the backgrounds. Beware though, when you're on something like that, and StreamYard does have it as well, that you use a green screen, so when you move, you don't see all those little lines, and so you guys know what I'm talking about with Zoom. It's very distracting as well. It's hard for people to concentrate on what you're saying when they're seeing you in and out of the picture. And that could just be a total distraction. So lighting is key. Not that expensive. Get some good lights, and like I said, they come on tripods, so you can put them away if you don't have like the space to just leave them up. Mine are up all the time, but you can put them away because being on a tripod, and they fold up and all that stuff. So just think about that. The other thing is being consistent. When I first started going live, uh, when right, I think it was about 2020. I think it was about 2020 when I first took my first course and I started going live. I went live twice a week, and I always did it at the same time on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I went live. And of course, that ended up going by the wayside, but because so did what I was targeting at the time. I was doing something completely different. So, yeah, being consistent was great though, because I was building and building and building. And that's what you want to do. So that's what I've been trying to do every weekend, is go live, because this is Now this is super fun for me. I can't wait to go live. I want to be here. I want to help you guys out. And yeah, StreamYard. StreamYard is great. I think I might have a little like a link for it that gives you some money off the first, and it's not that expensive. I can't remember exactly how much the basic package is, like 25 or something. In the first month you would get it for like 15, or maybe they give you some time for free. I can't remember, but you can check it out. It's a super easy platform to go live on. It's just basically point and shoot. They're really good about answering questions too, and I love the customer support. It's very good. So it just a super easy platform. It's not hard at all. You know, people think that it is, but it literally only has a few buttons to push. It tells you exactly what to do, and yeah, it couldn't be any easier than this. I've been in other streaming software, and a little more difficult, not quite as user friendly. This one is very user friendly. All right, so I go live or do Zooms and have Dollar Tree tax. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I mean, people can't tell that you got your backdrop tacked up. They can't tell. They can't see that part. You just don't want to have a lot of busyness going on. I made that mistake at first too. I had some backdrop that showed people in the background and all that stuff, and had all these window things and all that. It was a little distracting, and then people started asking me about where I lived. I'm like, oh no, I don't live here. That's not my house. So anyway, this is my house actually. So, all right. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. See, preparation is key. Those sticky notes work well. However, it gets to the point where you don't want to be having so many sticky notes that you're reading stuff. Bullet points is good, but don't like have a whole script that you're sitting here and reading, because people are going to know that you're reading it, especially when your eyes are going up and down. Yeah, that's not really a live. That's more like you need a teleprompter at that point. You don't want to do that. You want to go live and interact with people. You want to be able to do that. And to get past that fear, I'm telling you guys, get a buddy, practice with your family. If you get StreamYard and you go live, you can actually invite people to come in, and they can be live with you. It can be in the other room and they can still be live with you, or be sitting next to you and be live. They could do that too. So that is a good way to start building, and especially if you have a group, it's a great way, ask somebody to come in and be interviewed. Then all you have to be is the host, and then you ask the person questions, have a list of questions that you're asking them. They do all the talking, but you're still live. And that's one way of starting to get past that initial fear of being live. It works. It really helps a lot. Um, it also gets to the point where you're building confidence. You're building confidence because once you start doing this on a regular basis, and you tell yourself you're going to do it on a regular basis, you will start to build confidence. I look back at old videos, and I've been on stage and everything. I look back at old videos and I'm like, oh my God, those are horrible. They were horrible. And I'm thinking, what was wrong with me? Well, I don't know, but yeah, they weren't good. So glad I'm past all that. Kind of have learned a lot along the way, and I don't know. It's a lot more fun now. The other thing is, let's face it, if you don't go live, it takes a lot longer to build a business. If you're not showing your face, if you're not showing up, it takes a lot longer to build a business online, because people don't know who you are. They need to know who you are and why they should do business with you instead of the other person that's selling the same thing or same type of thing. They need to know that you represent yourself, but they know you. They've seen you. I went to a function uh, back in, let's see, last year. It was in November. Went to a function in November. And of course, my pink hair kind of gives me away. But I actually had somebody come running up to me and going, I know you. I know you. And okay, great. I'd never met this person before, but they'd seen me online, and that's awesome. They recognized me. Well, if I had never shown myself, would they have known who I was? No, no, not at all. So I'm telling you, it really works. Uh, yeah, you don't need to be perfect. Nobody wants you to be perfect. Think about this too. Say you are in a company, a multi-level marketing company, which a lot of you guys are, and you're building a team. You want your team to be able to duplicate what you're doing, because that's all about being a leader. So as a leader, you want your team to be able to duplicate this process. Well, if everything that you are doing is absolutely perfect, they're going to feel intimidated. And don't think that people don't. They do. They totally feel intimidated. Oh, well, they're really good because they have this, this, and that. Oh, they're really good because, they've made like over $100,000 a year. Oh, you got to make it duplicatable. So if you have a glitch, or, I mean, I've done a live where I haven't even shown my screen. Did the whole live, got to the end of it and realized I hadn't shown my screen, had to do it over again and edit it. I was live. I didn't know that I wasn't showing my screen. So what? It's not the end of the world. You got to laugh it off and don't get so upset about it, because let's face it, people like to see that you're vulnerable, because they don't want to be afraid either. They just don't want to be afraid. And if you're too perfect, it's just going to be intimidating. So, 11 days straight lives, late October. Okay. It was nerve wracking. I did a series of going from abuse to control. Whoa. Wow. That's great, Lori. That's great. But it can be a little bit nerve wracking to go live every single day if you have some kind of schedule for it. I would suggest starting out with once a week. If you can go live once a week on a certain time, on a certain day, every single week, you'll see that you're going to prep for it because you know you're going to do it. You've kind of said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go live once a week on Mondays at 4:00 or whatever it is. Do it every single week. And even the first time, have your buddy. Go get somebody that you're going to interview for in your group and go live with them. Do it. It will help so much. Just having that extra person to kind of, have a list of questions for them. And if you don't even know what to ask them, do this. If you don't know what to ask them, go to ChatGPT and say, I'm doing a live on this subject. Can you give me some bullet points? Can you give me some questions to ask my guest? My guest is XYZ and they do XYZ. Can you give me a list of questions to ask them about their business? Like, say, 5 questions. Then you'll have the questions to ask. Then all you got to do is read off the question and have the other person basically take over the live and answer the questions. Then you just say thank you and you're done. You got that one under your belt and you can move on. And if you still feel a little intimidated by the next week, find somebody else that can come on with you. Let me tell you, for real, everybody wants to promote their business or tell people about their business. So if you ask them, they will surely come on live for you. I can tell you, as long as time, allows for it, whatever time it is. But they will do it for you because they want to promote their business. They want to be, people that are used to being live, they want to come on into your group and talk. So that's one way of getting over it. So you do that for the first 2-3 times, and then pretty soon you're like, hey, I got this. I got this. Because the more you do it, the more it just starts to come natural, the more, you know, the more fun you're going to have. You're just going to have a lot of fun. So, content, the content of the live is kind of a big deal. You want to make it very interactive and very um uh engaging, almost to where you are answering questions from people and asking questions, and you want to get that engagement going. So that's another thing, you guys. Tell me in the chat how many times you have gone live or if you've never gone live. So if you've gone live at least one time ever, put a 1 in the chat. If you have never gone live, put a 0 in the chat. I just want to kind of get a feeling for where you guys are at right now. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is appearance. Now, I know it makes you feel better. And today I did put makeup on and all that stuff. I was on a couple other Zooms and stuff before this. So I did put makeup on. My hair is a total mess. I don't care. It's okay. It needs to be cut super bad. And I just have a little PTSD about going to a hairdresser right now because I haven't really had a great experience around here. So I'm thinking about cutting it myself, but we're not going to go there today. As I'm doing my hair for today, I'm thinking, man, it's just not what I want it to be, but I really don't care because it's not going to stop me from going live. So what? The curls or the bangs or whatever doesn't look exactly right. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to judge you for it. So what that, I'm 80 pounds overweight. Big deal. I'm not going to make that stop me from going live and showing people what I have to offer them. Who cares? If I get some negative feedback, and that's the other thing is, people are so afraid of being judged. Not so much on Facebook. You don't really get the badgering and the bullying on Facebook, but I have seen people get a lot of that kind of stuff going on TikTok and Instagram. Those people can be a little, reading the comments can be a little disheartening because you can get some mean people out there. I don't care. I just scroll on past because you know what? It's not about me. It's about them. Because let's face it, people who like fat trash other people or trash other people for certain things, it's because of their fear. Doesn't have anything to do with you. Doesn't have anything to do with you. It's because of their fear. So they like to voice that opinion because of their fear, not anything to do with you. Don't take it personal. Scroll on past, delete, block. That it's almost like, for me, it's almost like, remember in the olden days, some of you, when we had phones that we actually could hang up. You could slam them up against the wall, and it just made you feel good because you could hang up on somebody. Well, that's the way I feel about blocking somebody. It's like I'm hanging up on them. Guess what? I don't really care what you think about me. You don't get to see my stuff anymore because you're blocked. So move on past. Don't worry about what they say. And just remember, it's not about you. It's about their fear. Their fear. And they're jealous. They're hecka jealous because you're actually the one that's going live. You're actually the one that's out there not caring about how anybody else feels about how they look. And that's their fear, not yours, not your problem. So remember that. And all right, so let's see. We've got lots of ones, you guys. All right. Yeah. Yeah, Barbara, they are bored with their own lives. Yeah, and I think sometimes when, bullies out there, people that do that kind of stuff and troll around and, have to trash other people, it's their own insecurities that are coming out. It doesn't have anything to do with you. And that's all a bunch of psychological stuff. And like I said, I just delete. I just move on past because you can let it freeze you and let it ruin your life. But what good is that? Because you're here to bring something to your audience. You're here to bring value, and you have a product to sell or you have a service to sell to your clients. You're here to help people. And don't let somebody who has a lot of insecurities and who is a bully, don't let them ruin that for you. And let's face it, you can have, and it's just like when I was doing hair. And I always go back to this because I did it for so many years. There's a lot of ego involved in doing hair. I mean, think about it. You're in charge of that person's probably number one beauty asset, which is their hair. And if they're coming to you, that is a huge thing for them to be able to trust you with that crowning glory, that one thing that you know that everybody looks at when they see them. So it's a lot of pressure. So what happens if you have that one client that really doesn't like what you did or has a real problem with you or just, you know, trashes you or whatever? What do you do with that? What about the 150 other clients that said, I think you're wonderful. You're the best hairdresser I ever had. You are, you go beyond for everybody. But that one person you lose sleep over, you you let them ruin your life. I've done it before. But towards the end of my career, I could divorce that. I totally divorced it. If somebody wasn't happy, I would go and try to figure out what it was that I did that made them unhappy. I would apologize and move on. Move on. Not everybody's perfect. And guess what? Not everybody's your client. That was the other thing that really came across loud and clear when I had a team of girls that worked in my salon. We each had our own clients. And one time I was talking to one of my team members and I said to her, wow, I don't know how you deal with that woman. She drives me up a wall and I'm just standing next to you doing hair. I can't stand the sound of her voice. She irritates me, the things that she says. And I hate to say that about people, but oh my gosh, she's horrible. And she looks at me and she goes, oh, I actually really like her. She goes, but you know that other girl that you do, the one that comes in on Saturdays? She goes, I feel the same way about her. She just drives me crazy. So there you go. You're not for everybody. We're both equally good at doing hair. It's not about that, but it's about the personality that you attract. So what if you're too fat, you think you're too ugly? You are not. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody is beautiful in their own way. They really are. So don't let any of that stuff, none of that stuff, get through to you to stop you from coming out and showing yourself on camera. Because this is how you're going to attract people. You are going to attract your tribe. Attract your tribe. That's where it's at. So let me read some of this. I've had friends come to the door. I'm fresh out of a shower, hair looking great, but my makeup is not on. 3 times now I've had people react horrified, saying, "You look so different with and without makeup." I now make a habit of not answering my door when I've had no makeup. Oh, Trish. Okay, well, you can just say, this is real life, though. This is real life. It's not smoke and mirrors. It's real life. That's who I am. I actually had a guy say to me one time when I woke up in the morning, and it wasn't a boyfriend or anything. We were like hanging out with some friends and we had like this big old weekend party, and I come out to get my coffee, and of course, we'd have some partying going on the night before. And he looked at me and he goes, What train hit you? I'm like, excuse me? Should be looking in the mirror yourself, mister. At least I'm not going bald. That's what I said to him. Seriously, what train hit you? Now that could have I could have oh my god. No, I was like, really, dude, not about me. Look in the mirror, because you ain't looking much better. So, anyway, yeah, I just I just tell you, it breaks my heart that people say stuff like that. It just breaks my heart because it can stop you. Think about it. Just think about when you were growing up, what can you remember about what people said to you? Do you remember all the good stuff? No. We don't always remember the good stuff. What we remember is what people said to us that was a pivotal point in our life that took us down a path of, you know, constant fear of being who we are because, oh my gosh, people are going to think this of me and think that of me because this person said that about me. When I was first doing hair, I started beauty school and I started doing hair and I was very shy. Remember? Very shy. I was very shy. So when I was doing people's hair, a lot of times I was shaking. I was literally shaking. I didn't know what to say to people. I had a hard time remembering how to do certain things that I was supposed to do. I really wanted to be good, but I was just frightened, really frightened. And I remember I started doing nails because I could literally hold people's hands and it didn't take as much skill as doing hair, in the sense that you had to be a lot more creative and, there's a lot more moving parts. So one of my coworkers said to me, and I really didn't want to do nails. I really wanted to do hair. That was my thing. I really, really did. So I remember one of my coworkers saying to me one day, she goes, Cindy, I just got to tell you something. You really ought to stick with nails because I just don't see you going that far doing hair. Well, I did not feel too good that day. I remember going home. I cried and cried and cried. I literally was like, I couldn't believe that this person said that to me. I was like, "Are you serious?" I mean, does she really see that in me? I mean, is this my career? I'm just going to be a nail person. I want to be a hairdresser. I got into this business because I wanted to do hair. I love doing hair. I never had great hair. My hair was always fine and thin, but I loved being able to do people's hair that just most people that come into the salon to get their hair done, or a lot of them, have just beautiful, luxurious hair. And a lot of it, a lot of times, because they don't know what to do, or it's a little more difficult for them to do anything with it. But seriously, I could have let that completely devastate me and quit doing hair. I could have just been a nail person. But I said to myself, no, dang it. I want to do hair. I got to learn how to be the best at what I do. So, over the span of 37 years behind the chair, I got to be the best hair person that I could be in all of in my town. I still have people to this day saying to me, "You were the best hairdresser I ever had. I wish you still did hair." Great, that's great. I didn't realize how good I was literally till the day I quit. I really didn't know how good I was until that day. Because I was always trying to get past that girl that said that to me all of those years ago. "You're not good enough," she said. "You're not good enough to be a hairdresser." Don't ever let anybody Don't ever let anybody take anything like that away from you. Ever. I'm saying. You guys, you have it. Every single one of you has what it takes to go live, to master this, to get past all those insecurities. You have what it takes. I guarantee it. Oh, ripped my heart out, Trish. Ripped my heart out. And that wasn't the only thing that people said to me along the way, but that was the one thing that I will never ever forget. I will just never forget. However, I have to tell you, what was interesting about that whole thing is I ended up building my whole entire career, at the time, my whole entire business, my whole book of business, my clientele ended up being my nail people. You know why? The reason is because they knew me, they liked me, and they trusted me. I was doing what everybody online needs to do now. They knew me, they liked me, they trusted me. What they would say is, "You know what, Cindy, I need a haircut next week or next in a couple of weeks. So next time we do my nails, could you book me out for a haircut too?" Why, sure, I could. So these people became my hair clients. Yes, and that's how I built my business. Now, I think those girls, to be truthful and honest, I think those girls were jealous of that. They were jealous of that relationship, that no like and trust factor. They might have had it with some of their clients, but they certainly didn't have what I had because these people were bonded. They were bonded. And I ended up having actually one client I ended up having for the whole 37 years that I did hair. Can you believe that? She was one of my first clients and she was one of my last clients. And yep, yeah. So just think about that. So tell me, it's always the negative that humans remember. Yes, it's always the negative. Why do we do that? Why do we do that to ourselves? There's this huge talk about mindset, and that's the other thing. When you're going out on stage or you're getting ready to go live, I do this every time. Every single time, there's a little button that says, you're almost live or has a little countdown here. And I say to myself, okay, deep breath, deep breath. And then I look at myself and I smile and I'm like, all right, it's almost showtime. Let's go. You have to put yourself in that mindset. Don't go live without that. Don't go live dreading that you're going to go live. You always want to put yourself in that positive mindset that and just pretend like you're talking to friends. I am talking to friends. You guys are all my friends. This is my community. You guys are the people that I hang out with all the time. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And this is who I want to be with. So you need to have that mindset going on. So whatever it takes, it takes doing some breathing exercises, taking some mindset courses. Everybody out there is talking about mindset these days, and you could probably pick up some quick little course on, how to do those strategies uh, for mindset that you can do, some practices that you can do every day that will help you. And there's breathing techniques. There's watching or listening to those apps like Calm and stuff like that. There's all kinds of techniques out there that helps get you into a positive mindset and away from the negative mindset. There's tapping. That's another way of doing it. I didn't really learn that much about how to do that, but I know that that works for some people. There's all kinds of stuff out there. So definitely go out there and seek that out because that will help as well. So let me tell you, what would it take for you to pick a day and go live one time within the next 7 days? What would it take? Anybody out there? Would it take maybe could you make that promise to yourself? Could you pick a time, anytime, and just say, I'm going to go live next Saturday at 10 a.m.? Pick your topic and figure out what that's going to be. A miracle. Find a friend. Find that friend. Find that person. You know people online. Find somebody that will go on with you. Pick a topic that it could be any topic. It doesn't have to be even about your business. It could be anything. Pick a topic and talk about that, or find the person and have them talk about their topic or whatever they have to offer. So topic would be challenging the manifest app is. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. Manifest app. Okay. See, there's all kinds of apps. Just do it. Yes. Uh-huh. All right. Oh my gosh, that's good, Lori. That's good. I like it. I like it a lot. So promise me you guys are going to do that. I'm going to come back and check on some of you and see if you didn't go live or did go live. And like I said, reach out to a friend, get somebody to go on with you. Even if they're away somewhere, there's Zoom, there's StreamYard, there's different platforms that you can have a friend come on with you. So I think you might even be able to do it on Facebook Live. I'm not really sure. I'm not super fond of that platform. They're real grainy. Every time I've done a live just on Facebook, it doesn't have this clear actual camera picture. And I have a separate webcam that's pretty good, but it never looks good. It doesn't look good just regular. I've tried it just on the computer webcam. I've tried it on my other webcam. It just doesn't look good. I don't know what it is. So I always try a platform. So like I said, you guys do everything that it takes to help that out, because preparation is key. Don't go overboard. Don't worry too much about it. And if you don't even have the lighting yet, make sure that it's during the day and you're by a window. Do that just to make sure that your lighting is good. You really want to have good lighting because you want people to see you and not see a bunch of shadows around your face, because that's distracting. If they're looking at you, they've got a clear vision of you, they're going to be more engaged. They're going to be able to actually be engaged with you. So anyway, I wanted to talk just a little bit about, if you guys aren't in tech, because I know I'm streaming to a lot of different places. If you're not in Tech Talk for Entrepreneurs, that's my free Facebook group, Tech Talk for Entrepreneurs. And I come in live on Tuesdays. I do a Tech Tip Tuesday every Tuesday and teach something that I've learned either that week or in the past that is really helpful for your business. And then I have a group called the Strongbox VIP Club. And I started this group. It's a membership group. And I started this to help out the average entrepreneur, the solopreneur, the people that are online struggling to try to make all these things work together. And in that group, I have all these resources and all these things that can help you push your business forward and kind of lock together all the pieces so that you can start making money, because that's what it's all about. We're in business to make money. We don't want it to just be a hobby. We want it to make money. So all these tools and all the stuff that's within this group is going to help move you forward. I've got trainings on, how to set up a email list. I've got trainings on how to brand yourself. In fact, I'm redoing that whole entire course, and that's offered free in the group. And this is where you go in and you actually find out, what kind of colors you should have, who your target audience is, what kind of fonts you should have for your content, what kind of content you should be creating, how your banner should look, how to create a banner, how to build a logo. You can even build a logo for yourself. All this stuff is in this course. And it was one of the first courses that I did when I came out with it, because I wanted to do courses, and it was one of the first courses that I did. And I went back and I started watching the videos, and I'm like, dang, I've learned a lot since then. So I'm revamping the whole entire course, and that's going to be free to all the members within the Strongbox VIP group. I have experts come in on email marketing. I have a really cool coach. His name is Tony Stark Polici, and he is amazing at email marketing. He has made millions of dollars being a copywriter, and just all the trainings that he has. He just did this one training, and I'm going to ask him if I could have it to put in the group about finding your unique selling proposition and working on that. A unique selling proposition is something that, okay, do you guys know Domino's Pizza? When they first started, they actually said their unique selling proposition, because there was a lot of pizzas on the market, was that you would get, I don't know if any of you guys, I remember this, but you would get pizza, fresh, hot pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes, or it's free. That was their unique selling proposition. So did that put them on the map? Oh, heck yeah. They did have to change it because, people started abusing the whole thing. And I think one of their employees got in a wreck because they were trying to speed to get to the place on time. So they had to change all that. But that unique selling proposition put them on the map. That was it. So this is the kind of stuff that he teaches, how to find that for yourself. And man, I'll tell you what, I learned a lot. I've been playing around ever since that training. I watched that training like 3 days ago. I've been playing around with a unique selling proposition ever since then. And let me tell you, this stuff is spot on. So this is the kind of stuff that you're going to learn how to move your business forward, how to put all those pieces together. That's what the Strongbox VIP club is. And I will drop the link below if you guys wanted to get started in that. It would be amazing. The other thing that you get is I'll get together with you, each and every one of you, and we're going to go over your business a little bit and find out what are the missing pieces so that I can show you or give you the resources to help move your business forward as well. So that's the other piece of the equation. Anyway, that's all I got for today. If there's any questions, what's the URL? Okay, I'll drop that in the chat after. So just look for it wherever you saw this, and or message me if you message me if you can't find it, and I'll give it to you. So hope to see you guys next week, because I'll be back 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, and next Saturday with another fabulous masterclass or workshop. I haven't figured out which one we're going to do yet, but I hope you guys got a lot of confidence out of confidence. That's what I want from you. Confidence out of this live right here. And I want to see you guys up and running. Let's go crush it this week. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.